Roadhog.
Mercy.
God damn it. God damn it.
We're all
Every fucking time. Every time I want to go character. I don't want to play. I'm forced to play team role.
What's up, Fish Nation? Chavi back at it again with another video, and it's been quite some time. And by quite some time, it's been exactly 1 month since I uploaded an actual video to this channel. For those of you who don't know, I've been streaming quite a bit on YouTube. I'd hope all of you would know that because that's where most of my subscribers came from. Before I started streaming, I had 35 subs. I was working hard on these videos, but nobody was watching them because I had no following. And now we're sitting pretty at like 720 subs, and now I could actually cater to the community a little bit more, and these videos can actually mean something now because it's going to be helping you guys out. So enough with that, we're just going to jump right into it. A lot of people have been asking me, hey, what's your tracer sensitivity? How can I get to Grandmaster? How do I do this, that, and the third? Well, in my previous video that I posted, I wasn't even GM yet. I don't even think I was out of Masters at the time, but here I am now. I got to GM, my highest skill rating was over 4,300. I made it to top 16 tracer in the console in the Americas. So I've been working really hard. The reason why I've been streaming so much is because I realized once I hit GM in the top 500 level that I really have to elevate my tracer gameplay to even do anything anymore because the game just got a lot harder. So the first thing I actually wanted to jump into here is positioning. Positioning is extremely important and critical, almost as huge as timing when it comes to Tracer. Now there's no way for this to actually be simplified into a specific this is where you should be at this time, because playing Tracer is extremely dynamic and is not static at all. Like even right here in the gameplay, my positioning definitely an unsafe position and one of those positions where you're guaranteed to get fucked. That position is one that I would consider being high risk with no reward. That is a very tough place. I was 1v5 or 6. There was no way I was coming out of that with a win. So the idea that you want to keep in mind with playing Tracer is how can I be the most annoying, output the most damage, and just make the enemy want to spend as many resources that they have on me rather than my whole team at one time. Specifically in this clip, I had a soldier that was ulting and I decided to dash a little deeper into their line so he can turn around and use that ult on me rather than looking at someone else because I knew that I had an escape, whereas someone else on my team probably didn't. What I did was very risky. I definitely could have not used my rewind. I could have taken more burst damage than I thought I would have and died there. So definitely Tracer is a high risk, high reward hero. That positioning I would call extremely high risk, but we definitely yielded a great reward from it because now Soldier no longer has that ultimate for the next fight. So an example of high risk behavior is me being in this backline really focusing on these healers. With them being focused down, not only did I get Anna's and Zenyatta's attention, but I also forced Reinhardt to turn around, and our Zenyatta went big. So with them, that's half their team that turned around to deal with me. So now there's 5 other people on my team that are able to just destroy them and roll them over just because I was in that high risk position and was able to bait them out. And that's where Tracer is at her strongest. Is a lot of people think that you have to get a bunch of kills, and inherently you will be getting kills with a lot of flanks and things like that. But I didn't really get too many kills then. My main goal was to distract the team as much as possible. Even in this clip here, I stick them, now they're worried because they're low on health. So I stay in the back lines, making them focus on me. Reinhardt just threw a fire strike at me. That's a fire strike he could have easily gotten ult charged by tossing it at my team. So now I decide to re-engage into the fight, and you'll see that Soldier decides to focus me. And not only that, but he decides to throw away his ult. For some reason, just on me, and decides to chase me down. Was one Tracer really worth that ult when you could have used it to take out my whole team? Not really. Even though I died here, I'm taking that W. And I'm saying I'm taking that W because I look at the kill screen while he's teabagging me, and Mercy clearly has res. And now if you take a look at the kill feed, Mercy just died. Now, just imagine where they would be if Soldier caught up with his team when Mercy tried to come back into spawn, and he had his tactical visor. Most likely he would have killed me, would have killed Mercy, and anybody else opposing him. But no, instead, I die, and then here comes Mercy getting this clutch res off, which leads to the demise of the enemy team. And just a small little thing here, if you ever happen to blow your ult as Tracer, it's not the end of the world. I mean, especially in situations like this, we end up doing a team kill, I can farm it up pretty quickly. As you see, I have 40% on my ult back already, so if you happen to throw your pulse bomb, doesn't stick, doesn't happen to kill anybody, it's not the end of the world, guys, don't worry. You'll get it back. So the next bit of positioning I wanted to speak about was low risk. Low risk positioning is going to be when you're medium range, not necessarily up close, not behind enemy lines, but medium range, just farming up your ult and doing as much damage as possible while not really putting yourself at any risk of being killed. It sounds pretty self-explanatory when I say it that way, but you'd be surprised how many Tracers go out there and just sacrifice themselves doing high quote-unquote clutch plays because they have a dash that they can use to get back to the fight a lot faster. I can't stress enough how important it is while Tracer it is to stay alive. Your main goal is to stay alive and be as annoying as possible as long as possible. As long as the enemy team is focusing you and you're there to be focused on, then your team is gonna succeed. Now, one huge thing with Tracer is you might come across your fair share of bullshit, like this hacker for instance, Shadow for Hire. What the fuck was that? That's exactly what you get, bitch. Anyways, back to the serious topic at hand. Part of the positioning here has to deal with timing as well. When you're Tracer, the most important thing next to positioning is timing. Those go hand in hand. I try to minimize as much downtime as possible. We just pretty much killed their whole team and I am not wasting a second to set up for the next attack. I'm setting up on the high ground and I'm using my audio cues just so I can hear what's going on. Underneath me, I hear Anna, which happened to be Shadow in this case, healing to her team. So I hear her shooting those shots and I get an idea of exactly where she is, and she's usually on the back line. So I decided to just hop in, took a perfect opportunity, and took her right out of the fight. Not only did I do that, but I just got Soldier's attention, Zenyatta's attention, and I baited out Roadhog's hook. That's a huge win in my books right here, and now the attention is diverted from me, so now I can just deal free damage on Mei, which is exceptionally annoying. It also allowed me to be aware of cooldowns as well. Because I knew Roadhog already used his hook on me once, I knew he had it again and he was going to try to get me in that small hallway, so I just baited the fuck out of him, and he wasn't able to get me with that hook, and I was able to get free damage and prepare for my next ult. So right back into it, immediately the next thing I wanted to cover is knowing where to go as Tracer. You just saw me do it here. I was in pretty big fight after my team got wiped, had to do a fair bit of distraction when it came to the Zenyatta and things like that. You can see that I'm actually trying to balance fighting their back line and dealing damage to their front line to make sure my team is okay back there. So big part of Tracer is trying to balance how aggressive you are and how often you're actually aggressive and who you're targeting. Target priority is amazing. I heard a Tracer come up behind me right there and decided to get a couple of headshots because I knew exactly where she was based on those audio cues. And over time, as you start to play more and more Tracer, you start to get a grasp on how to actually make these fights last longer for you so you're not getting constantly picked off. You really have to know the maps inside and out. You have to know how large doorways are, how large the choke points are, your distance to your dash, where the health packs are, and most importantly, when it's time to get the hell out of there. Taking into account the cooldowns on the health packs as well is extremely important because you can't always rely on your healers. Specifically this situation here, ideally I would have liked to kill the Soldier, but I really wanted to gain that high ground, and you really just don't want to go against somebody with that much burst damage on you. So I was fucking around with Soldier, got the health packs, baited out his Helix rocket, and wanted to distract him. Meanwhile, as you see in the kill feed, my team is going off, and I just distracted their main DPS. Now with that distraction, I can go right back to that same health pack because I was aware of the cooldowns, and next thing you know, we just wiped almost the whole team, and we're free to start roaming free, taking the point, and abusing the Soldier as well. The reason why I picked this gameplay, it's not because it's the perfect Tracer gameplay, it's definitely quite far from that, and I made quite a few mistakes, and I will make quite a few mistakes on this attack as well. But this attack is a fantastic representation of what to do as Tracer. I actually, everything that I spoke about, I actually do here. Baiting out Roadhog's hook, getting those headshots in here, and just really isolating the team. This portion right here of the video is very important to elevating your Tracer gameplay, so I'm going to go through kind of a play-by-play of exactly what's going on, because it can get a little confusing about why I'm doing the things I'm doing. We just captured the payload, and my goal is to isolate the healer. Aim was definitely a little off, and I see that there is a Reinhardt and people are starting to respawn. So if I have their attention, they're focusing me, and my team is getting free ground on that payload. Right here, I'm using my corners to my ability because I hear a McCree behind me, and I know that he'd take one good headshot to fuck me up. So I'm using my corners to my ability, and everybody's respawned, so now I'm circling back around so I can make good use of this pulse bomb. I really want to bait out that ult from Mercy, and that's exactly what happened. So I'm super glad that Genji followed up, baited out that double res so we can start doing some more work. I always forget how long Genji's ult lasts, so I'm super thankful that he was able to get those 2 kills right there instead of leaving it all up to me. Still a little salty about this pin because I could have avoided that 150%. I was just really scared of that Roadhog that was behind me. This is a huge portion of the section that I talked about when it comes to timing. I have my pulse bomb ready, and my main goal is to really take out this healer, or at least do as much damage as possible, and I did get a hit marker. I didn't know who it was on at the time, but turns out it was that Mercy. So me being there really set up these kills, because we just got 2 picks, and I realized that Mercy's healing behind him, and here he is less than half health because of the pulse bomb that I blew. Now Roadhog's alone, and I can farm my ult off of him. I'm a little scared, so that's why I'm hiding behind the barrier, so I'm a little shaky, because this was before the nerf, and he can still fuck me up pretty bad. So I decided to push the advantage and fuck up this Reinhardt. Still a little salty that he got away, but I'm not letting you guys get away 100% scot-free, and I used my freaking pulse bomb to destroy Shadow. I'm sorry, man, I love you, but I wanted to win. Now this is actually my favorite part of the attack, because this is where we win. Roadhog uses his hook, and I'm just abusing this guy. I take the health pack, I'm just bullying him so I can farm my ult off him, and I'm waiting for Mercy to come, and I know he has his hook up, and I dodge it. So this was a huge win for me. Mercy has to focus on so many different targets. I hear a Genji behind me. I think he actually hits me, and immediately I hear the health pack go off and come back up and dash through it so I can take it because of the map knowledge and health pack knowledge that I have. And dashed right through it, took it, and then abused Genji. And now we're able to push the advantage and take that easy W. So I really just wanted to make this video because not everybody can stay for a 6-7 hour stream where I play a bunch of different heroes. Tracer's my main, Tracer's Bay, and I wanted to just have a video that you guys can stop and pause and look back and rewind and see exactly how I play Tracer and to get an idea of how to do things. Now, like I said, I will be posting my settings and my sensitivities and whatnot right now. When this game was recorded, my aim smoothing was about like 65, but recently just changed it to 90. I know it's a lot of information to take in, and I appreciate you guys watching this video. Please rewind if necessary if you really want to learn how to play Tracer and be like your boy Chavi. This video's here for you. Appreciate you guys so much. You take care.